Okay guys, so this is going to be part 3, and as you can see I've done the individual diagonal lines going here in the last video. So this time I'm going to move on to what we'd call a crosshatch. Some of you absolutely fine know exactly what a crosshatch looks like, but if you don't, it looks like a hashtag symbol. But lots of it like laid over and over again. And the best way to get this effect is again going back to, rather than scribbling backwards and forwards with our pencil, so I'm going to hold it down here at the bottom again, instead of going backwards and forwards in that zigzag motion, it's always better to do the individual lines. So I won't layer it up just yet, but I'll just show in a most basic sense. So we have our lines going this way. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go opposite the diagonal, like that. Okay, so that's nowhere near as dense. And what I mean by dense, if you think of a forest, if you've got a dense forest, you've got loads of trees, so it's thick and it's full of trees, so there's barely any light coming through. If the forest is sparse, and like this is sparse, there's few trees and there's lots of lights coming through. So with this one, what I'm going to do again is to make it more dense, I'm just going to add some more pencil on top, and I'm just going to layer up in both directions over and over again. This one will definitely take you a little bit more time than that, and up to you whether or not you move your hand or whether you use your move your paper, whatever suits you better. Generally I like to move the paper, but for video purposes obviously I'm just going to keep it as it is. It's easier to control. But there's box number 1. I'm okay with that. I'm going to do the same thing, so it's similar to this. I'm going to start off lighter. Make sure that I'm not going in too hot and heavy, because we don't want to ruin it and have to rub it out because we've gone too dark. And then again I'm going to go opposite direction over here. Okay, I'm okay with that, but I do think it could probably go a little bit lighter, a little bit darker, sorry. So I'm just going to go back over one more time. I'm not applying any more pressure than I did the first time. It's just about building it up. And yeah, I'm a bit more happy with that one. Move on to the next box. So again, starting nice and light. We can always add more lines and we can layer the pencil. The act of layering the pencil will help you so much in art, not just when you're using a pencil, but in all aspects. So if you're painting with watercolour paint, you tend to like to layer your watercolour. That's the best way to work by far. It's not like colouring in with felt tip pens. You build your colour layer by layer and you add your detail layer by layer. And you do the exact same thing with acrylic paint as well. So actually if you get used to layering pencil, you'll be really, really good by the time we come to when we're in school, obviously using like the paints and the acrylic paints and things like that. Now, again, the same as with the last video, I feel like they're very, very similar. So I am just going to ever so slightly go back over this one and see if I've got a bit more of a gradient. A little bit, but this one definitely needs to be a lot lighter than the other ones. And I'm saying this to you completely honest, even as an art teacher, it still takes practice to get the right amount of pressure and to get the right shade. So, okay, I might have been able to do this first time. For some of you, you might practice this in the book and then go, oh, it doesn't really look like how I wanted it to. Don't worry about that. Find a blank piece of paper, any piece of paper that you've got, and then just practice it again and just keep practicing it. That's the point. If you don't get it first time, you don't just give up and, you know, put your pencil down and be like, I'm done, I'm not very good at that. You think, okay, didn't go the way I wanted it to, what could I do different? And I knew straight away that those boxes were too similar. So I'd gone a little bit too dark with this one, or maybe this one over here wasn't dark enough to begin with, so it didn't have much of a journey to get lighter. But either way, persevere, be resilient, and don't give up with it. You've just got to keep practicing. Okay, thanks for watching.